me see my insulation. Who wants to see insulation? Not me. Oh, my left. Oh, look, you can see my sleeve. See? No magic tricks. I ain't hiding nothing up my sleeves. Though I suppose, since Kiwi's not here, well, nobody else is here either. It's just me and you, Diary. How do you like them apples? I don't know. I haven't had a bite yet. So let's get this one turned on over here. As we gather our thoughts in the train station today. And then, see what else is going on. We'll hit that right chair. We'll go to that right there. Oh, right there. We'll hit that. We'll see what's happening here. See, I gotta turn this down or not. Yeah, self-check on just life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Right? Come on now. There we go. Now I can see how I reflected the reflection in the reflection. So today's Miner's Madness is titled Forrest, Pareidolia, and God's Existence to Me. Oh, look, I got a number up there. Oh, that's just myself. I like it when that happens. See, if you can laugh at yourself, then you can pretty much laugh at almost anything. Can't kill comedy, people. Let's try not to do that. I'm going to try to give a picked history. I'm going to show pictures and talk about them and share a story. And it's based off of history. So, picked histories. I don't even know if that's a word, and if not, then we need the hashtag pick history. PICHISTORY. That way, for me, understanding a story, and I didn't understand, music and movies really. I didn't quite, get, the plots and this or that until I read Forrest Fenn's The Thrill of the Chase. Once I done that, which is this lovely book, this lovely book right here called The Thrill of the Chase, Forrest, a memoir by, Forrest Fenn, which talks about a man's life journey and a few, I think, secrets that he shared along the way in the form of stories in a book, and got people enticed into looking into history, his story, or a chest that was hidden out into the wilderness. Which kind of brings us to, I guess, this here, which, if anybody cares, it's that 1880 $5 gold piece that is going to be given away to the 14th random comment picker of a video that is right there at the top. Pinned at the top is a video. Go to that video, leave a comment, and get your chance to win a piece of the Thrill of the Chase Forrest Fenn history that was, in a gold, in a box, with some other gold and jewels and stuff like that. So, why not? All it takes is just a little bit of your time, and on this train, we got plenty of time. So, I hope you're ready for some open-mindedness and, a perspective. This is just my perspective and my world and my universe. And I appreciate you guys stopping by or not stopping by, but, maybe you might find something useful, maybe you might not. That's okay. If you have any questions or anything like that, just, pop it down in chat, even though there's nobody in here but myself. So if I have any questions, mister, I'm going to ask you some questions. And I'll sit there and try to type it out. But seeing how this is a show cart of open-mindedness possibilities, I guess I can get my show on the road. All aboard! Crazy train! Miner's Madness here. This is um Pareidolia and God's existence to me, and Forrest Fenn. And again, the Forrest Fenn Thrill of the Chase was a time consumer project for me that I had that was introduced to me by a friend of mine as I was dealing through a moment of I don't know, mental health issues, so to speak. I mean, just crazy situations going on, and so I needed to consume my time mentally to distract from what was going on, so I can get a grip on reality, or a grip on life, or a grip on myself. I don't know, but it definitely gave me a grip on something, and that something I'm gonna try to share um, in this video to myself as I talk to myself, because that's what we like to do. Because that's just the crazy train, ain't it? All aboard the crazy train. Da, da, da. Anyhow, so it's my pareidolia was is hearts, and it's just something I try to look out in nature, and growing up brokenhearted, you're always trying to, I was always trying to find love in different ways and different meanings, and not really understanding what it was I was looking for. Just like that song, you know. I At one point I was driving into see my I guess social worker there at the VA hospital. I like to call him Doc, kind of like a therapist, I was seeing him for a year. Song came on. I still haven't found what I was looking for, and it just hit me hard, hard, man. So I was like, I'm driving, waterworks coming on, as you know, all you can see is cars kind of zipping by. It's like, gotta get a handle on stuff. But that song, it was like, here I am in my life, looking at it now. Have I found what I was looking for at that point in time? And it just hit me as like, I still haven't found what I was looking for at that point in time. And it was an emotional and a mental kind of break for me. It was like, it was a moment for me that asked me to question, well, what is it I'm looking for? And so, of course, I get to the VA hospital up there, and as I'm pacing, waiting to see my doctor, you know, it dawned on me that part of a way of controlling a person's past, present, and future, I think pictures, and then it turned into this, for us is Kiwi's Road and stuff, but that I was wanting to capture and time and space, and make it stop, make it pause, so that the beautiful moments that I was encountering were also beautiful moments that I could share with other people, especially my wife. So like when I go out in nature, I literally sit there and I pick flowers for my wife when I go outside, when I go out in nature on my treasure hunts, my metal detecting. And when I say that, I use my camera. Take my camera out on my phone, and I'll take pictures of the flowers as they are in nature. That way they can stay there, but they're um, also available for others to see. And it's kind of like one of the stories of Forrest Fenn's Thrill of the Chase, about how um, how does a flower know if it's beautiful if nobody sees that it's beautiful? I mean, it just is. And I think that goes for when I was pacing in the hallway there, when I looked at that picture of a whale tail, and it reminded me of when of the picture I have that I took of a whale tail, and it made a connection to a moment in time when I was happy. I was taking some pictures, and here I am. Fast forward, and I'm having whatever, go to the see my doctor and stuff, and then seeing a picture of the same object, same image, almost. It made a connection of like, okay, well maybe this might be a start to a finding what you might be looking for. Start taking pictures of your situations, your surroundings, the people you're with, the things you're doing, or making videos and stuff. Because then it comes in a point in time when I'll start to feel an emotional trigger and a mental trigger inside my mind you know where my universe is, and then how to meld it with this universe out here. So I mean, when I see pareidolia, hearts in nature, that's something that's external of me, and it's like, well, how do I know what's causing that, where it's from? You know what I mean? What created that image that I see inside my mind? And so, um, through one of a trial and tribulation, you know, my wife had made a comment, and I'll show it here in a second, that um, you know, learning to love, and it was a question that I had to recognize and again find out, well, what do I know what love is, and what do I know what happiness is, and can I try to find out the right way versus um, thinking I can do it on my own, which clearly wasn't working. So in this journey that we're gonna partake in, when this train starts rolling, don't forget to put your coins on the track, because you never know what'll happen when we side digression there, because then you go back and forth a couple times. But I'm gonna say that there was a journey. Hey Amy, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody who stops by, because it helps. This Kiwis Road is a time consumer for me. It's a way of me trying to resonate the positive things that I've learned in life, and hopefully put it out there in a sense that kind of makes a little bit of sense of why I even think the way I think, or how I got to the mindset that I'm working with. And so I got a bunch of pictures that I'm going to show on this train when it starts rolling, about how with my depression and my mental health in traumas, search for some type of truth in the existence of God with myself, and how pareidolia almost was the marrying point between what I call God, or the cosmos, with its existence because of my existence. And so, yeah, so there's a slideshow. Oh, if you didn't see, here, check this out. So there's this 1880 gold $5 that I'm gonna give away. On the, I don't ever know which side it's on. Pinned at the top is a video. Go to that video and make a comment on it for your chance to get this during the 14th drawing. And every previous winner also has that same chance. And this is to help share and spread the awareness to mental health and suicide prevention, because the thrill of the chase was a time consumer to help me with some of my downtime, shall we say. And so, I mean, if it gives somebody something to look forward to, pass on that video, pass on the idea of what's going on with this coin so that other people can have something to look forward to as well. A chance at winning a piece of the Forrest Fenn thrill of the chase history that he made. Tangible, and Kiwi has not violated it yet, but the longer it stays in my hand, I cannot guarantee its safety. So there has to be 114,000 people at least over that. The number is, that's not exact number, before we even go up to the 14th drawing. So it's a double, like every doubling from when I do the comment picker is there's 14 of them. So yeah, you can win it. I got like 3 trinkets left still. A gem, looks like a silver ring that has mother of pearl, or somebody was saying opal. And then there's that 1935 1 penny. And my neighbor down the street, he was asking me, which, I think he said, which state or city is furthest east of the U.S. 50 states, and and it begs. Well, there we go. How about that? There's like 5 people in here already, which is cool. So, thanks for boarding the train. Don't forget to put your coins out on the track for the digression part. How many? Who knows? What city is the furthest east for the 50 states of the U.S. there? And I wonder if anybody knows what state it's in. And not that you would win anything, but it'd be interesting to see what your thoughts are on that if people knew. But nonetheless, that's just a trivia question, and I ended up sending that to Charles H. Beale, and in return, no, it's not Vermont. And in return, he ended up sending me and my neighbor Mike, nope, not that one either, and a little token of appreciation, for our time and effort to come up with that trivia question. And so, hey Tim, thanks for stopping by. There's a question out there: which city, or at least state, is furthest east in the U.S. 50s? That's the question of the day. And but yeah, so that 1935 1 penny is part of that drawing giveaway towards that Forrest Fenn coin giveaway to help raise awareness for mental health and suicide prevention. And so yeah, I got this slideshow that I think kind of encapsulates my what is it, since 2019, from 2019 to kind of present. And it's like 54 pictures, so I mean that's why I kept postponing today. I mean, the past at least week or 2 weeks, I've been doing quite a few videos and shorts and getting on other people's channels and just kind of expressing my perspective on what I've learned in life. I don't know for sure. I don't know everything. I'm not 100% sure on anything. I'm just passing along what I feel was important from what other people were passing along. And so over my course of 4 or 5 years of journeying to find out, is there existence of God, what happiness could feel like or is, and or love, and I mean, I want to play music behind in the background, really, while I show the slideshow, but I know that's distracting, so I'm definitely not going to do that. I remember hearing that one time. I couldn't even hear myself, which is okay. So, without ado, I guess we'll get to the slideshow, and let's see if that pareidolia and the existence of God, or the possibility thereof, might make a little bit more sense if you take away uh, religion and spirituality, maybe, or at least a little bit of both, taking the best of both worlds, you know. And so, yeah, uh, because so, and it's like, well, how did I get to this coin, right? So during my depression, I started making a picture book of, some of the things that I was taking and learning through history, melody detecting, mining, um, life, what my wife was telling me, what other people I was reading online, stuff like that. And then came along, um, it was like, okay, I'm starting to see something visualized. But then came along the thrill of the chase, which was like, okay, I'm already doing treasure hunts, trying to find local treasure, because I'm into the mining and metal detecting. But here's something that almost, if I could use what I've learned, or what I think I learned, then maybe I could apply it to the Forrest Fenn thrill of the chase, and I can get my hands on $1 million worth of jewel stones and gold and whatever else was in there. And so that was, for me. I thought I had a leg up. I thought I had a little perspective, but that's just my bias. I was coming at this, looking at it from looking at um, like stagecoach robberies and stuff like that, train robberies. They really didn't travel far away from where they robbed the people, because that's a lot of weight that you got to carry, a lot of dead weight. And so what they would do is they would, you know, either after killing the people or telling the people to start scattering off the other direction, they would break down the containers in the general area and then gather the loot and take off. So, strong boxes and stuff like that, they were called strong boxes because they're heavy, they're just, yeah. So you need, so it was like, okay, if I can look at it on who these people were that were doing like their history. So I had found a book, not a book, a PDF on Wells Fargo stagecoach robberies, and like 1916 was like the last stagecoach robbery in the U.S., and I think it was Drawbridge down there, border of Idaho and Nevada. Could be wrong, but I might not. I don't know, but nonetheless, it was. I looked up, so in this PDF, it would go over, the description of what happened, the robbery, how much was left unaccounted for, or how much was found. But it also go through who the robber was, what the profession was. There's the Port North uh, stagecoach robbery over in towards Pocatello, Idaho. So that one was by a sheriff and his accomplices, and so it goes to show you how corruption isn't always just corrupt, plain evil, but sometimes it is in good places doing bad things. So I mean, some of these robbers, they were miners prior to, so they learn the routes, they learn the quick and easy ways, versus all the newcomers who were coming to the land didn't know Dixie from South and North Dakota. You know what I mean? So they're getting robbed. They're just running back to the town that they just came from. While the people who've been here already through that time, they know the in and outs, the trails, the rivers, the quick ways of getting out. And so part of learning history, it opened up a different perspective with music and movies, because after reading The Thrill of the Chase and trying to learn his perspective on what he was trying to share of his life and his lifestyle, it made me question some of the things that I was learning or what I was taught. And then you start going beyond The Thrill of the Chase because obviously in 2020 the chest was found, so that was like, oh man, my heart breaks, boo hoo, what am I gonna do? So it was like I had an idea that was inspired by uh, the thrill of the chase, and it was like, okay, if the thrill of the chase got me out there just because there was a chest out there, then maybe I can sit there and try to do geocaches of the history around there. So the idea was go out, get permission from the private property around there, and what I would find, whatever the owner, whatever the stipulations was, then try to like one or two of the good stuff that was found, put it at a designated geocache location that would have been the historical markers, which are supposed to be public, use stuff, you know what I mean? So that everybody who came by, who stopped at historical markers, those big placard signs and stuff, there would be a geocache right there where somebody could leave something of their past or present or whatever, so that would travel, through the country, and people would learn about the history who are just driving by. And the wife was like, well, that ain't gonna work. You need something to give it a wow factor, like Forrest Fenn. Forrest Fenn had gold, silver, jewels, and necklaces and bracelets and emeralds and rubies and blah blah. A whole bunch of good stuff in a box. So if I can think like the old my robberies and stuff like that, maybe I can think along the lines of how Forrest Fenn was probably describing his life and how he went from point A to point B or Z and everything in between. And so that's where Pioneer Gold came in, where it has the history and just different things that had life changed for me at one of my lowest points, then the possibility of this even happening wouldn't be here right now. There'd be no YouTube, there'd be no Kiwis Road, you know what I mean? But because things changed, it it just brings out different stories and meanings when you start to learn into history about, who you are, where you're from, the things that happen in your city, your states and stuff, your local towns and whatnot. Which, I mean, this is just a story on a possible location of probably one of the greatest, in my eyes, one of the greatest, land treasure troves of all time. But this is the only history that I've learned right here, and there's all different kinds of things here. But the possibility, using imagination, and and how I was trying to follow Forrest Fenn, I applied it into a different story, and to me, it makes sense because it's just my bias. It's just the information, the history that I learned from learning from Forrest how to learn words and what their meanings are. And beyond that, just the different stories of the places he's been and why he's been there. And so, to wrap that up, yeah, because of the impossible in my mind becoming possible, I was at least, writing a story to share it. But in return, all I have is this coin to kind of, share it. So it's a full circle for Forrest Fenn on how he kind of impacted my life, and in a sense, causing me to open up my mind and my imagination on the possibilities of the impossible things of like trying to come up with some kind of mathematical solution that you could use to prove the existence of God or not. Which, who knows, on this crazy train you might just see. But, I mean, these are theories, my thoughts, my ideas. Does it make me crazy? No. Does it make me, anti this or anti that? No. It's just perspective that I learned from other people that I'm just sharing, for myself. And so, yeah, with that, I'm gonna sit there and get you guys sick for like 2 seconds as I sit there and turn this. So before I turn it around, these minor madnesses. It's part of my next book that I'm writing, um, Pioneer or Beyond the Thrill of the Chase, which is how some of these stories, how they fit and made a line so that I can see life in a different perspective, more happier than not. And it's, part of rewiring your brain and the actions and courses you do and take in life. And so, yeah, so I've been trying to, which I haven't written down lately, it's been a while, but I mean, these things that I talk about on the Miner's Madness, I might try to transcribe it into there just because it'd be kind of cool. Give me something else to do, a time consumer, just like this video. So if you haven't put your coins on the track yet, go ahead and put your coins on the track. If you need a drink, get a drink. If you need something to eat, get something to eat. And definitely you're gonna need a pillow and some music in the background because this ride might put you to sleep. But I hope you enjoy the pictures you're about to see as they describe them along the way. It's kind of like one of those, sightseeing tours, and you're about to go sightseeing inside the mind of a miner who's gone mad. And so, yeah, I'm gonna get me a drink right now. See, let's get a drink. Go ahead. Hopefully that's not too loud. I got me some cough drops because you know how allergic I am to kiwi. Yeah, right. That's a whole different thing. Come on, don't judge people. So, nature in itself has a way of hurting things and healing things. This is nature in itself. Along with that are all different types of things that grow naturally or, helped along by man in one way, shape, or form to hurt or help people. So who am I to disagree with who I believe to be the cosmos or God to create the things naturally for me to use so that I can heal myself? I'm not trying to hurt myself. And who is man to step in between that natural medicinal way of living and thinking? How's that for food for thought? Oh, and don't forget, if you haven't, don't forget to try to keep guessing on which city or state is the furthest east of the U.S. 50 states. I wonder what else other people have to say about that. And I'll tell you the answer at the end, or at least the state. I'll give you the state. So, all aboard. Here we go. Crazy trade. I'm going to get you sick. Close your eyes for like 10 seconds as I flip you around. Oh, there we go. Oh, my Lanta. Oh, my Lanta. Oh, what is that? McDonald's cup? Who drinks McDonald's around here? This is ridiculous. Oh, there you go. Like it? Is it good? How's the picture? Picture okay? Let me know. Thumbs up. Give me a 1 if it needs adjusted or not. If not, we're rolling. Here we go, people. As you can see, Kiwi's Road was established in 2019 as a way to help me personally deal with mental health and depression, and an adventure that I'm glad that I'm here to partake in because it's helped me grow as a person and helped my relationship with my family and my friends and my wife and my kids. So so we can put this like right here if you guys want to keep staring at it for a second, like right there. Oh, I'll put this right here. I'll do that like that. You probably can't see it. It's okay. Too bad. Oh, it fell. That way you have something. Nope, never mind. Tough out of luck. I can do this though. Check it out. Ready? Look at that. No, it's not focusing. Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad. Because look at that. 1880. $5 gold piece from Forrest Fence Thrill of the Chase. There's a link at the top of the thing. Please don't forget to share it. Make a comment for your chance to win that 14th comic pick a drawing. All right, here we go, peoples. So here you probably, this is the Miner's Madness. This is the craziness that is me, and you're about to see. And we welcome you along the journey. And if you're asking why my horseshoes are upside down, there's a reason for that. It's not so that I get all the bad luck. It's that if they were facing the other way, I would be catching a whole bunch of good luck, right? But I've been blessed enough in my life that I don't need all that luck. So, my last name's an M for a millet, so that most of that luck is spread out to everybody else around me in good or positive ways, and I can still have a little bit for myself in the center. If that doesn't make sense for you, okay, I just described it to you, but okay. So, when I say welcome to my universe, I mean seriously, welcome to my universe. This is me, right out here floating around. You know why? Because in the center of my universe, I kind of gravitated my family and my kids floating around out here. My wife, my extended family floating around. And then I put myself out here so that I can either hold them close or keep an eye on them. Either way, I don't know what it is. But in reality, I'd be the center. People who are hopping into this channel, that's all you guys right there. Your different universes are coming into my universe, and I appreciate you guys. I really do. Thank you. And I appreciate the conversations we have, on other channels and chats and stuff. If it wasn't for your guys' universes, the only universe I would know would be that universe right there, just mine. But I thank you all for being a part of mine and sharing what information you may or may not share with me through this. Oh, my land's an earthquake. Oh, watch out. Oh, did you see that? There's a coin right there. Check it out. Coin. All right, let me try to refix you. Somehow my feet stumbled and kicked the kickstand, which is okay. We're back on track now. That's what happens when somebody tries to put too many coins on the rail track. You can only put like one or two out there, like spread them out. Don't stack them up. You stack them up, and that's how trains get hurt. So I keep trying to swipe my phone when I know I'm trying to swipe this right here. Oh, what happened? Okay, so something along the way is this is Benjamin Franklin. You really don't. I mean, you can look at his face, but it's okay. It says, "If you would not be forgotten as soon as you are dead, either write something worth reading, or do things worth writing." So, because of the Forrest fan thrill of the chase, got me up doing things, and I ended up starting to do things that I thought, hey, well, those things are worth writing. And then since they're worth writing, I mean, I think they're worth reading, and if they're worth reading, why not write them so other people can read it, And that is your life story. Nobody really knows you, who you are, the way you think, unless you write down your perspectives and your interpretation of the world around you and what's inside of you. And everybody's got good and bad chapters in their book. It's okay. Hopefully we can help each other to, get better versus getting worse. And it's just a general thing. I mean, even being polite to people, smiling, saying hi, letting them know, hey, I see you, you do exist, makes the biggest difference in the world. And I think that's probably one of the things that Forrest highlighted, smile at a homely girl. Because it makes them realize I exist. Somebody recognizes me. So, I mean, at the very least, that's something worth doing. That is something worth writing and reading. So, next, here we go. So, traumas are some of the things that bring people together or tear them apart. And if you can understand them, then maybe it might make things easier to work through to fix versus than trying to fix it and breaking it. So 2018, 2019, that winter, you know, a lot of stuff was building up on me, and my snapping point was coming up at the end of 2018. So after, I had quit smoking, I had quit taking some medications, and um, it was just a change. There was a big change in me. And she had we were talking, and she had texted this message to me, and it says, obviously you can read it, but I'm going to read it out loud anyway, because every time I read it and see it, it truly makes me want to understand, am I loving her the right way, or the way she wants to be loved? And is it because I'm loving myself the right way? And it says, yes, maybe you can change your meds and love me again sometime soon. So clearly what I just explained is that's what that meant to me was, I'm going through all this stuff. She's thinking it's medication, and there's multiple things that are going on, not just medications. And love me again sometime soon. It made me have to wonder and ask myself, well, do I not know what love is? Because apparently I'm not showing the right kind of love. And then you start asking yourself these questions, and it's, well, then what does love mean? Well, what does happiness mean now that she's always just telling me just to be happy, and I'm doing things, I'm smiling, and she thinks I'm not smiling, or I'm not happy, and it's like, well, what are these emotions and thoughts, and how do they differ, or at least get cohesive? And it's like, well, I guess we're about to find out. And then had a panic attack. I mean, we were rolling, we were shopping, we went out to eat. I was trying to, you know, I was trying to breathe. I was just trying to take that breath. People tell you just breathe. Well, I couldn't breathe, and as we were rolling down the road, I'm like, man, I need to get out of this vehicle. I can't breathe. And so I was just going through a panic attack right there, and so ended up going to the hospital, and then spending the weekend in there, and then this, that, the other, um, which led up a month, less than a month, led up to 3 days to sunrise, which is a story that I'll share at some point in time in life, I guess. But I've already shared it, so so moving on. Out this next window, we sit here and we say, well, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of of energy, frequency, and vibration. So there's energy pulses inside my brain that's firing right now. Then there's vibration in my heart from its beat, you know, and it's creating that frequency that's my voice coming out. No, is that not what he's talking about? Then maybe he's talking about all the molecules and how every atom has a vibration from its natural movement that creates a frequency. Maybe that's what he's talking about. Well, why would I even know that? Well, let's find out. So, Pareidolia. I wonder if you guys can see any images inside of this, uh, whatever this is. Can you see? Can you tell me if you see any images? Anybody? Okay. Well, let me point some out for you in case you do or don't. I'll even do this. Ready? So right here, I see what looks like an arm reaching out, and its hand extended. And there's its fingers right there. We were on a journey, and I seen that in the clouds, and it's like, that's totally something reaching out, Because I mean, through this journey, I'm thinking, well, who am I? What is happiness? What are the things? I don't know what this shadow is or whatever. Looks kind of like a duck, a boat, a boat. But then, did anybody see the hand though? Can you see the hand and the arm to reach out? Like, here you go. I offer you information and knowledge. Yes, no? Anybody? Chat? Okay. Whatever. Don't talk back. That's fine. But then I see right here, I mean, I think this is cool as crap right here, but I see Kiwi. There's her beak, her wings, her tail, holding out. There's shirt right there. Come on, anybody see Kiwi in the clouds, or is that just me? This is Pareidolia class. This is the Pareidolia and God's existence class on this train. Come on, you guys can speak to me. It's okay. It's okay. I'm crazier than you guys are, so then you don't have to worry about anybody, having any disagreements. Because it's like, nope, I'm crazier. So, I mean, oh, there's a UFO right there. Right there, UFO. So, Pareidolia is just seeing things. Aww. So, that message from my wife, I hope you can learn to love me again sometime soon. It caused me to go into a journey of mindfulness, selflessness, and peacefulness so that I can learn to find happy, or at least hope for happiness inside myself. Um, if you're mindful of your surroundings and everybody around you and yourself, then you're more attuned to other people, their needs and their wants. In that manner, if you're less selfish and you're more selfless, that that bubble increases so that you're becoming more uh, mindful of others and helping them out in a way that you're capable or feasible or whatever. I mean, even just saying hi and saying, you know, uh, to a homely, smile at a homely girl. That is being selfless in your ignoring other people in a sense. But it's not saying that people who walk around ignoring each other. That's not what I mean at all. I'm just saying, if you're mindful of others around you, you'll notice, you'll pick up on their emotions, their thoughts, their perspective of who they are, blah, So, and then being less selfish and seeing the impact that you're having on people, you become to find out what peacefulness, feels like. And it is that joy, like my wife said, of helping and doing things for others. And I would have to totally agree with her. And so this barely just got etched on my desktop here. What is it? It's the boss. The boss is here. So I'm oh, she's taking her tablet so she can watch me. Aw. Well, thank you, baby.
No.
Yeah, because it shows support. Now it looks like there's more people in here than there is.
I'm not watching you. I've got work to do.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm working too. Can't you tell? Oh, my Lanta. You guys, that was close. Check this out. That gold coin was sitting right there. And the wife come in and grabbed her she come in, she grabbed her tablet. I hope she didn't see it. Because if she seen that, she'd be like, what happened? What is that? Where'd it come from? What's the story behind it? And if I did that, I might as well just get some rope, find me a tree, and then tell her the story. But moving on, out the next window. Oh, so, yeah. So after reading, Forrest Fenn, applying different things, it led to that, this one right here. Ooh, it led to that, Pioneer Gold, which is a book you can find on Amazon. I'm just saying. Who said anything about advertisement? That's what Forrest Fenn's style, I think, was. Advertise, advertise, advertise. If you don't advertise, then how are you supposed to know how are people supposed to know, what you're doing or what you're trying to achieve on the bigger scale, you know? So Forrest Fenn found that technology would definitely help him in his advertisement. So why not sit there and advertise, a piece of Forrest Fenn with a piece of me in Pioneer Gold when it comes out? You know what I mean? I mean, this don't come out with Pioneer Gold. This goes to a lucky winner at the 14th Comet Picker drawing of that video that's at the top of the earthquake at the lake. Stability in here. All right. Enough jacking around. So I don't know why that picture got in there. So carrying on. So, is it crooked? She made me get it crooked. Here, let's straighten that up a little bit. So, obviously, whoever, blah, blah, blah. Polonius, Hamlet, Prince of Denmark. I gotta keep watching my feet. So that it bears the question: how do I know what happiness is, mentally or emotionally, or love, or how do I know some of the stuff that I'm taught? It, you think about it. You're born, you're growed, you're learned on colors, math. Um, then the harder and harder and harder stuff comes along the older you get, because our minds aren't does they're developing constantly. They don't just stop growing because you just stop thinking. You're There's still so much input coming into your mind and body that it's crazy. So I mean, this above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day. Thou canst not then be false to any man. And so it makes me wonder, if that is true, then the stuff that I think on the inside and feel on the inside, and if I express it uh, appropriately and maturely, that it should represent to any person, who I am as a person. And I would hope, you know, who doesn't hope for the best? But hey, we all are human. We all make mistakes. It's learning from those mistakes and pressing forward that makes us more intelligible than repeating the same mistake over and over. Not to say that people who do that aren't intelligible. They just maybe like to do the same thing over and over and over again. And, so you probably can't read this, but I'll read it for you. Oh, we get it big. Pareidolia also is the tendency for perception to impose a meaningful interpretation on a nebulous stimulus, usually visual, so that one sees an object, pattern, or meaning where there is none. And so it begs the question, as I go through this, as I start progressing on this train and we get a little bit faster, keep in mind pareidolia. And my pareidolia is hearts. And if you see a heart, when you see one, just let me know, because I'll try to point it out as this story goes. And then it makes me wonder, are you guys seeing the same pareidolia as me? Or is there actually nothing there? So let's find out as we travel. And again, keep in mind, this is Forrest Fenn. His what I've kind of gathered and learned from a perspective I feel he was trying to convey, and try to apply it to myself in gaining knowledge and information beyond the thrill of the chase. Oh, here we go. So here, I was driving with my daughter on her birthday home. Oh, you barely see it. But I mean, tell me what you see, if you see anything. Now, for me, it's my daughter's birthday. I love seeing Hearts in Nature all the time. We're hitting the off ramp, and I'm like, check it out. Look, because we're coming off the off ramp, hitting the stop sign. I'm like, look up, girl. It's your birthday, and the cosmos created that for you. It's a heart shape right there, inside the clouds. Hi, NFAJ. So, do anybody that's still in here, do you not see that heart in the cloud? Or is that just my pareidolia? Is that my pareidolia? Uh, uh. We're hitting the off ramp. There it is in the sky, the cosmos. I told her it was created for you and me. Yes, no? Throw some ones up there that you see a heart. Throw a two that you don't see a heart. Because I see a heart. It's a heart. Well, you can't see it now because the light. But yeah. Anyway, so as we progress. So, trying to understand emotions and feelings, Forrest, really tried to point out memory to me in the stories that he was sharing. And the habit that to me was being reflected, which was his reverence in certain memories that created specific sensations for him, that even though he wasn't there in time and place, he could mentally go there in time and place by his thought. Man, I wish I could have hit one again so I can just see what was just typed, because the wife took the tablet and now I can't see what anybody's saying. And then it comes up and it like, don't stay up there. I wonder if there's a way to keep the chat up so I can see the chat. No, I don't see it. That's okay. Oh, so I applied that mindset of other searchers who were looking for the force fan thrill of the chase. I was trying a process of elimination by eliminating the places that they have been to, and eliminating whether or not Forrest has been there uh, in the thrill of the chase or outside the thrill of the chase, which to me makes a big difference, because if he's trying to make you follow along a journey, he's going to share the most pertinent stories, which were the thrill of the chase, breadcrumbs like the poem, just a different perspective on how I was looking at it. So he caused you to have to sit there and learn etymology, or what the meaning of words were. So in my journey to find out what happiness is, what love is, the emotion and thought, also was stirred in me, well, what's the emotion and thought behind a god, or the the cosmos as I know it now? But what's controlling what, what? What? So I just started looking up. And I mean, you can see there's a pattern. Universe is made up of energy. Energy came from like creation. Um, and I just kept trying to follow. Okay, well, what's an entity? Okay, what's the word exist mean? These are different things I was trying to look up to find truth in whether or not um, what the cosmos was. What living meant. You know, how being active in the movement, helps create the universe that we measure with time and creation, and the cosmos that is around us. And that's to go for even your basic earth elements: air, earth, fire, and water. And the fifth element, as some would describe it, would be, I want to say, ether or ether. It sounds like ether to me, but the ether, which would be the fifth element, which would be the person, in my perspective, who, uh, in order to have any type of knowing or knowledge of the four elements, you as the fifth element is where they converge into your mind and stuff to be known as what they are. Oh, I got this major itch. It's coming on, people. Cough. So, in this journey of life, I would probably won't even be able to read it, but it says, okay, cover your ears. Come here, I gotta get this. Oh, let me mute this. Hold on. One second. I'll just mute that. Mute microphone. I'm dying, people. I'm dying. Mm. As you could probably read here, though, it says the spectrum of human consciousness. So, again, your mind, as it's interpreting the world. Oh, my Lanta. I think I got like a cricket in the back of my throat. Oh, and you're crooked, too. I got crooked cricket. So, it's okay. It's The screen's not crooked. Neither am I. It's just you. You must be sitting on a wallet or something. But I started learning up. You're not your what? See if you know the springs and the trees and the mountains fall. Oh, I bet it's beautiful. So I started to learn because the Forrest fan, looking into history, blah blah, the spectrum of human consciousness. Is the map of consciousness in a yeah, okay, that word scale that spans from 0 to 1,000. And so if we go and we start looking, which I doubt you guys will see, this is okay. It's got most of your negative stuff is down here: shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, then pride. And then it starts to change, going to courage, neutrality, then willingness. So as your consciousness is growing and learning and evolving, it's starting to pick up more of the of a perception and awareness around you, that you start accepting some things, and things start falling in point and reasons, and then all of a sudden you start. I guess why they say love is is very powerful, which is so on this scale. Obviously, love is powerful than the anger and hate, which is that way. But then it starts going into joy, and then you find peace, because all these things you started to make reason, and you start accepting what you're learning. And then you're feeling a mental and an emotional uh, feeling inside of you. You get all warm or fuzzy, whatever. You're starting to learn what happiness is and what love is, and you start to find peace in who you are and what you're doing and how you're affecting people, which starts to go into your enlightenment, which is, if you think about it, your spatial awareness in the world, in your family, or for yourself. And that enlightenment you can use at any point in time when you start understanding. Well, I don't want to say when you start understanding, because that's not the right words that I'm trying to use. I'm just sharing tools that I looked at that helped me to understand how emotions and feelings are played on the consciousness scale, you know, or their value of, I don't know what the value would be of, scale that spans from 0 to 1,000. Oh, let's see what this says right here. It says critical transition from destructive to constructive energies is at 200. So, courage. So, negative side, positive side, way better. Starts leading to enlightenment, so that everything makes sense and how things are rolling back and forth. But if you notice, it's got the colors in the rainbow, almost like musical notes too, which is an important thing, I think, to learn in this journey. Oh, my lantern, I hate when that happens. Where we at? Where we at? Right here. What do we got here? What do you see? I mean, for me, I mean, you can't see the bottom, but and I'm gonna point it out. I'm gonna point it out. I see a heart inside of nature. I mean, these are clouds floating around. It looks like a heart in nature. Now, that first heart that you seen, that looked like it was painted with angel hair brushes, so smoothly and eloquently. But then my dad says, well, it looks like a puppy. So then I started looking at it and I see the nose, the snout, the ears. He's got his head turned towards his back, his chest, his legs, and his tail coming up onto his backside. So he's looking back that way. Pareidolia. So now what do you see? Do you see the puppy or do you see a heart? Or is there nothing there? The whole point of pareidolia and God's existence, I would think that if there's something so much more stronger and intelligent than me that's sitting there and being able to create such an image that my mind thinks it's a heart, then is that creation a heart on the outside so much as it is a creation of a heart on the inside of my brain or my mind? These are just some of the questions I started to learn to ask myself to find out, well, whoa, what's going on here? You know? Oh, my lint. Is it big? Oh, come on. So, here we have, now, it's a little bit of reading. Those who may or may not like scripture or whatever, I'm just reading. Again, this is pareidolia. I'm seeing hearts in nature. Where's it coming from for me? And on my personal journey through, you know, depression and chronic pain, I beg to wonder: is there really a God, or the existence of thereof, or the power of the brain? Because all I hear is that the brain is one of the most powerful things on the planet, which I totally agree with 1,000% right now. But enough of that. I'm going to read this to you, and this is why I showed that list of words earlier: motion, action, existence, universe, blah blah blah. That list. This is kind of why I did it. Was this right here? And it says John 1:1 says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." And then it says, well, why didn't John simply say, "In the beginning was Jesus"? By studying the culture of the time, you discover that the term "the Word," and I'm assuming that's Greek, hologos, was highly significant to both Greek and Hebrew culture. To the Greeks, it was a philosophical term representing the sum total of cosmic energy, or that which causes everything to exist. To the Hebrews, the word of the Lord was the personal expression of God. John drew in both audiences by describing Jesus as the personal manifestation of the Almighty Creator. So, looking at this, if I'm reading this right, and it's saying, "In the beginning was the cosmos, and the cosmos was God, and the cosmos, yeah, was with God," then I would have to say that the cosmos for me now would be God, because if the cosmos is the total sum of all energy, that total sum of all energy includes the sunlight energy that's out there, the energy that's behind a jet propulsion, the energy that your heart is beating, to include the energy that is inside your mind when it fires the synapses. Those are energy. So even though these are singular parts on their own atoms, a single atom has energy enough so that it repels every other atom, which is strange. It's crazy when you start learning about these kinds of things. So to me, it's saying that there was the possibility of a man, or was there a man named Jesus, who was gifted to this planet because God, or the cosmos, was able to manifest in what we see as flesh and bone a, a, a part of itself, so that we could understand it just a little bit better than everything else that's around us. It's a crazy thought to think of, but the possibilities are there. I think a person who is so inclined to learn Like Nikola Tesla said, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of, what was it? Uh, Energy, sound, and vibration. Something like that. I don't know, somebody might remember. That it goes along with, well, then everything, all atoms have energy, all energy and atoms are vibrating, and that vibration is putting out frequencies, which could be us, the creator, just self manifested in a whole bunch of us all over the place. And it makes you wonder, well, if I'm to sit there and take another person's word for it, especially when I'm told that this is the word to use, then I would have to sit there and look at their some of their writings. And here it is in John 10:34. It is written, "You are gods," lowercase g, of course, because we're not the cosmos. We're not the total sum of all energy. We're just the total sum of our energy. I said, "You are gods, and all of you are sons of the Most High." Psalms 82:6. That's not me saying that I'm God. And that's not somebody else, like somebody else telling me I'm God or that they're God. If I'm to take that Jesus was a a creation of God manipulated into us, manifestation, manifested. Yeah, you try saying that word, figure it out. Oh, drives me crazy. See, I didn't pass English and all that stuff, but I'm trying to get my point across. Why then can't we, or why aren't we, if we're told we are, gods? Part of the entire energy, which is capital G, God, as in the cosmos or the total sum of all energy. So what does this have to do with pareidolia or force fen? It's a change of perspective that I feel was being taught or changed, or at least it changed my perspective on what I thought he was trying to teach beyond his death or whatever, Forrest, and using the knowledge that has been passed down from other people sharing their thoughts and wisdoms. And so I ended up coming up with this mathematical equation on how I think you can prove the existence of God. And so if you consider God to be, now this is the crazy part, sidecar. If feel, oh my lad, feel free to get a drink and eat a cookie. Close your eyes in case you don't care too much about this one, but you get, maybe you might like it and be like, huh, that makes sense. So if you're to say that God is the total sum of all energy, to include and not limited to you or a unit or a person, an animal, a tree, a dog, a boat, you would have to equate that to plus or minus wisdom. And wisdom is defined as divided at the very least of your five elements, which is your air, earth, fire, water, and yourself, ether, as the fifth element, to interpret the elements in the world around you: air, water, cold, hot, freezing to death, hypothermia. And you're feeling those, multiply those senses uh, with your six senses. So those elements that you're interpreting, and you multiply that by your senses. You're tasting things, you're touching things, you're smelling what the ocean smells like. Fire is burning your skin. All these different things that you are now gaining as wisdom or knowledge or information is being multiplied nowadays by the evolution of communication. So, by you as a person evolving your wisdom with the evolution of communication and the way transfer of information is being processed and passed on, and you multiply all that, how would, I mean, to me, it would say that yes, as me, as a singular atom or a singular person, I am equal to part of or in whole the total sum of all energy. Now, I could be wrong in this mathematical equation of mine that I've pulled out of, well, manifested. Um, because, like Albert Einstein and all these other smart people, I wanted to think I was smart. And there's that one, like, guy that, oh, he's like, making up mathematical. You know what I mean? Who doesn't want to be known for something uh, important? I mean, if this is a way to say, hey, yeah, I mean, how can you prove that not wrong? And it the math works by definition of what's used. I mean, I could be wrong, I could be right, but it would make sense because whether you existed or not, you wouldn't know anything. If you didn't exist, you wouldn't know any of that stuff. That means God or creation is still there, just because you're there or not. Now, how would you know if the creation or God is there? Well, you as a unit apply all this stuff to yourself, and to me, I got the conclusion that yes, there is something that I am part of by creating in my mind different things when I dream and daydream. And musicians, they create songs, and you know actors, they act out their some of their creations that they feel inside, so it's displayed on screen. This is just my Nobel Peace Prize thing, or my if I'm never gonna be a doctor, but I mean this to figure that out as for a doctrine, I think that would work because it's easily describable and it's kept simple. You know what I mean? But that's just part of my personal journey in life, my interpretation of the world around me, my interpretation of information I've read, watched, and learned and listened from other people. Uh, Neural networking, the best that I have so far, but I mean it's it could be way better. Next, oh, so this is etymology. I mean, do we really need to read what it means? Word derives from the Greek word para, blah blah blah, and the noun blah blah blah, image, form, or shape. Yeah, no. Oh, so like the German word Pareidolia was used in articles by Carl Ludwig Kahlbaum, for example, in his 1866 paper. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to say that. On delusion of the senses. So, is it delusion of the senses if you're taught what something is, and then you see what that thing is that you were taught in your mind, but yet others are saying it's not that just because they interpret it in a different way? I don't know. In the Journal of Mental Science, pareidolia was translated into English as pareidolia and noted to be a synonymous with the terms changing hallucination, partial hallucination, and perception of secondary images. What are they trying to do? Call us crazy? I'm not crazy. I'm telling you, you see hearts. I could be wrong, but I mean, you gotta tell me. I mean, that's a heart. Now, see, that heart's a man-made heart, though, which is clear and present danger right there. Now, yeah, it's a heart, man-made, works for me. So part of the Forrest Fed, learning some of the things he's taught, learning about time and memories and emotion and feelings and energy and sound and vibration. It makes me wonder how I can meld it all together and whether I want to or not. You know what I mean? That's my own personal journey. This is my path to enlightenment that I'm sharing with other people who are along for the ride. I see some people have jumped off the train. I mean, it didn't stop at any point in time, I don't think. So I hope good luck that they landed in water. But you never know. Anytime I pause is a good time for somebody to jump in. So yeah. And then what we got? So For over 10 years, I've been on trying to be a prospect, trying to find gold, trying to be a miner, and that's about as much as I found for all that hard work and effort. It's just 2 or 4 grams of gold, and that's it. So, was I wasting my time and my effort in the wrong places doing the wrong things? And that question can be uh, answered with no, I didn't. Because had I not gone through those trials and tribulations of mining on my own and feeling like, this is a journey I got to take by myself, I wouldn't have learned the lessons that I've learned along the way. That I would hope help change me into a better perspective of who I am and whatnot in life. Oh, my lad, see, we did it again. Oh, check this one out. So this here, everybody knows who this is, right? Oh, we gotta zoom in. There we go. Hey, pretty bird. Pretty bird's inside. But yeah, I had a Spectra V3i. Then it ended up fritzing out on me. It's crazy. It's just crazy. I thought it was fixed on its own, but no, it wasn't. So, I mean, taking Kiwi out on adventures has been therapeutic and helpful for me in dealing with mental health and depression and whatnot. And so this is just a shout out to people who have pets, and maybe they don't, maybe thinking about, if you can, getting one. Just, it shows you a different, you know having kids is probably a better love thing, so to speak, but then maybe not, depending on who you are and your lifestyle. But pets, they're a little easier to take care of than kids. You know what I mean? All you need to do is make sure pets are fed, they got water, and they a secure place to sleep, and that's it. And then, of course, with Kiwi, what I teach her, which we're learning karaoke. We were singing today in the shed. It was quite cute. The music was playing, and I could tell she wanted to sing because she started like doing a little whistle. So I started singing, and then she's all just trying to sing with me, which is an interesting thing because for me, I think one of the fastest way that it seems to be working to teach Kiwi how to learn words is to teach her how to sing, because then she's learning a bunch of words, and it may be overwhelming, it may not, but the way she seems to be rolling with it, it seems like she's okay with it, and that is not overburdening her mind or her senses. And so I think and hope that it does help our communication grow. But there's always learning with the single words that we do, you know. Oh, what do we got here? So you can barely see that, but look. To me, that's an angel. There's the head. There's its wings. That's a little kiwi on a flower. Oh man, I have to pop. I'll mute this for a second. Give me one. To try to unmute the thing, it's like, oh, where'd that button go? I mean, that's Pareidolia for me. I mean, that looks like an angel. I think that's almost looks like poison hemlock. I'm not sure. Could be. Anybody know if that's poison hemlock? That looks like poison hemlock. Put a 1 if it's poison hemlock. Put a 2 if you don't know. Let's see what else we got. Oh, my Lanta. What about this one? Pareidolia, people. The word of the day is heart. Can you see a heart? Press 1. If you don't see a heart, press 1 anyway, because I see a heart. No, press 2 if you don't see a heart. Or make a comment on what you do see. But let me draw this out for you. So we're going to come up like this, down, and then back up like this. Down and back up like this. There's a heart right there. Pareidolia. Or is there nothing there? Just a whiff of cloud. Or maybe this is the one my dad also said looked like a pup too. Let's see, there's the nose, the beak or nostril, the ears, I don't know. Dog looking that way maybe. I don't know, what do you think? Is that a heart? Hit 1. Or don't hit anything, it's okay. I just keep chatting to myself. I'm just going over pictures that help me see if there was a visualization of what the cosmos is, the manipulation of time and energy and space. And what I see here is a heart in the sky in my mind, so it must exist truly as a heart in my mind. Yeah? No? It's a heart to me. Oh, what is this? The Atan stands for the awakened third eye that sees the soul within. So the pineal gland, which people think of as the third eye, or the third eye, or this one's soul within or sun within, which soul or sun is really the higher self or divine spark within us. So earlier on that map of consciousness, enlightenment was all the way over here to the right, right? I mean, all the bad stuff all the way to the left. So on our journey, as we start finding reasonings and things, and how and accepting how they work, and then understanding the love and whatever else in after that, then was that big old thing of enlightenment, which your higher self, the sun within, or the divine spark, your pineal gland, your soul, which is you. For me, this is my interpretation here, my madness that I'm going through, is within us. The Atan is thus a symbol of both the third eye and the soul within, that the awakened third eye sees. And that's Richard Casaro, and this is from some other university inside, or universe inside you, some other stuff at the bottom. But so it makes it made me dig deeper and even more. And then you start learning about other religions and stuff. So earlier I was saying the elements. Oh, why can't I? Let me go bigger. So I was saying elements earlier. You got earth, and water, honor one another, fire, honor self, air, and then, oh, look at here. So the fifth element, surrender to the divine will, ether, your pineal gland, your consciousness, who you are, that interprets everything outside you, the light, the shades, the wavelengths that we see or don't see, the vibrations of frequencies that we can see and don't see in your higher time and space, which is, for chakras, you're going towards your crown chakras, spirituality, knowing who you are and letting go, enlightenment and awareness, like that chart of consciousness. Your third eye, intellect, brain, open-mindedness, divine reason, bigger picture, and trust. So as I've been showing these pictures, I've been trying to build up to these things that I've learned along the way, to find out what some truth to me in this world is and what others are not. And when I throat, self-expression, choice, will, follow your dream, faith, trust. But so your chakras are points inside your body that have that resonate, that have a frequency, and that energy is either lined up nice and smooth, which a lot of people's aren't. A lot of people wearing shoes, so their ground chakra getting base to the ground is being disrupted. I mean, people have emotional problems. People have physical problems. I mean, people's hearts hurt. People don't know how to express themselves, or they express themselves the way they think they know how, and next thing you know, they're like me, getting called crazy. People who think that they know it all, but we don't know it all, and then we think we know how to know it all, and I still don't know how to know it all. But these are just things that I've learned through other journeys, or spiritual journeys, or from other religions, or this, that. And, oh, I forgot to plug this in. Oh, my Lanta, you guys are about to die. No, I got 15% juice on you. That means that's 15 minutes to last. No, I'm just kidding. If I can find the plug in this thing, make it work. Oh, there we go. Saved by the chord, people. And so, I mean, it goes to ask, and it myself, I ask and question, okay, well, if there's earth energy all around us and everybody's putting out their own energy, how can I how can I learn to manipulate and control this energy and stuff? And it's all just part of the journey that we've been on. Oh my Lanta, what is that? Oh, can you see that? Oh, let me actually see that part. That's even better. There you go. Now, hit one if you're pareidolia in the heart, like me. Hit two if you just see a chunk of wood. Or make a comment and tell me what you see right there. Because I tell you what, again, I see a heart formed. Now, I could be wrong. Oh, it looked like somebody got hungry and took a bite out of the heart. Oh, yeah. I bet you that was a woodchuck. Woodchuck came over here and got hungry. Maybe a beaver. You know, a beaver likes wood. Hey, let's not go there, mister. Well, nobody's making any comments or putting any numbers down. So I think it's a 1. Pareidolia, heart. I could be wrong. But nature created this. You know, this grew in a specific design that it grew in. You know what controlled it? Oh, I wonder if anybody knows what these are. This is the who anybody know who these people are? There's something else to that part of learning about history and whatnot, designs that were used. Here you can see the tree of life. And there's different points. Or 13 spots on that on a tree. Well, it looks like our DNA strand or something like that. And there's a pattern, a wavelength, a frequency. And I think these guys were like growing us and picking us off of plants and stuff. Who knows? Oh, look. Oh, so up here. I don't know if you can see that. But part of part of the tree of life, part of the tree of life is growing, and you start learning different things. And if you ever look up the tree of life, I would look it up so that it explains it just a little bit. But they're also kind of like points of a chakra and how the chakras are described. And on here, uh, the further you get in the tree of life, it's supposed to be the more knowledge you start to gain or grow or something like that. But here they have, it looks like a pine cone or a pineal gland that they're shoving into one of us. Or all of us. Waking up that awareness. I don't know. Interpretation. Oh, what happened? You ready? So, if you look also along with history and stuff, the golden ratio, circles, the circles overlaying, creating that flower of life, uh, that numbering system of 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, the Fibonacci sequence as it's known. If I'm not mistaken, those are both the same thing here. That you see these sequences in nature around us. And what people call it sacred geometry and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Oh, my Lanta. Now, I could be wrong, but pareidolia time. Now, like I said, I could be wrong. I wish you could see it. It's more beautiful. But to me, when I look at that, I see. Hit a 1 if you see what I see. Hit a 2 if you don't see what I see. You just see flowers. Man, I tell you what, I need to spray some bug killer in here so that these bugs get out of my throat. But look, there's a heart. Comes up, and then it comes back and around. I don't know. That's just my pareidolia. But if I thought the cosmos was real, or at least in my mind, that heart is real. So why couldn't it exist on the outside? Maybe people see the same thing, or maybe they don't. But if I wanted to say that, if I was looking to the cosmos for some kind of answer, on how I'm thinking or how I'm feeling, all I have to do for me is look at nature, and my pareidolia fixes that. I see hearts showing me that love is more there than the negative things that are floating around out there. So, I mean, that's just my pareidolia, my journey, my search for truth. Which comes up to this. What is this? Extended reality? What sayest thou? So, if you think about your pineal gland, how your pineal gland is your central system of who you are and what your brain takes in and creates inside of you. Um, Versus the world outside of you. And that's your senses, your elements in your senses. So, if the extended reality, the idea through the digital tech that's coming out, you have virtual reality, augmented reality, and now they're calling it mixed reality, where it makes you wonder how much control of energy do people have if they know about it. I guess, in a sense, because your brain interprets all these senses through electrical impulses that are transmitted throughout your nervous system in your body. They go into your pineal gland, and then from there it's distributed into the brain, and it forms the things we learn what they are, such as the feeling of wind, the feeling of a kiss on the cheek, that scratch on your back that you just can't get. And so, with the advancement of and this is why I say I have that equation where it's your five elements: air, earth, fire, water, and yourself, that interprets the world around you by your six senses, which is your taste, touch, hear, smell, and see. But also, your sixth one would be your emotions, and how the evolution of communication from paper, pencil, stone to a digital world where you can literally type something in and have 1,000 answers at your fingertips. How is that's gonna how does that change and change your perspective or change one's perspective? And these are just me asking my rhetorical questions for myself. Because if you can learn to manipulate things with knowledge, knowledge is power, then what can happen to society or people in a single way or in a majority way? So these are just like wow things. Oh, what is this? What is this again? So I was up there mining, uh, prospecting, and as you can see here, what fell out of the hillside that was buried under who knows how long ago, topsoil and dirt and compressed dirt, pain in the butt to get out. But you see, hit a one. Anybody, somebody, please hit a one. There's seven of you in there. So at least one person hit one. Let me fix this. Is this bad? Let me change it a little bit. Fix it a little bit straighter there. Here, is that better? Looks better for me. Hit a one. Somebody, come on. Boy, you guys, I must have put you all to sleep quick. You guys are like, yeah, you put us to sleep as soon as you started talking. I know I would have. But I see a heart. Come on now. Pareidolia time. There's a heart right there. How can you not see it? I see it. Or is it just a rock? I mean, I am a professional rock herder, so I like to find rocks and move them, thinking I'm looking for gold and not. Now this one's hard to see, and it's definitely hard to see, so I'm probably not even really gonna try to show it. Yeah, you definitely can't see it. But for me, oh, what is that? So right here, when I was looking up, I seen a heart, and so I took a picture as fast as I could, but it dissipated. So we'll put that one to the side. So I was just saying, if you look at all these different forms of evolution and communications that has been happening, you got Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Google, Messenger, Inklins or whatever that one is. I mean, chats, Snapchat, TikTok. the flow and evolution of communication has changed, and when you're given less information to learn, you're only learning that little information. But now that there's a way to gather more information, more perspective than what's just in one book or what one teacher is teaching, I think it's a game changer in a person's personal evolution in their train of thought or thinking or doings in life. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that now influences, and you're talking kids too, like young kids where they're just given a tablet to play this video game so that mom and dad or whoever can do whatever they need to do. The schools, I mean, it's the simplest impressions can be made on the youngest of minds because those are the biggest root systems to start growing ideas in. And with that comes to this. So it's interesting, like I said. So the evolution of communication. If you can imagine this being a stone brick and it's got writings on it, somebody etched them in, blah blah blah. Now we got, I mean, computers. Think of video games. Not nearly as cool as this thing. Not nearly cool. Computers, not nearly laptops, not nearly as cool. So this little device now has taken entire civilizations and thousands and thousands of libraries and billions and billions and billions of people who have passed and put it all in one single device. And then I call it the internet. And in some aspect, it's kind of like what had mentioned the other night about the Akashic records or the universal records or knowledge that is out there, I guess, in the energy plane. If one is so inclined to try to look or find it, if you do, please let me know because I'd like directions on how to do it. It's I guess part of like astral projection is one way of tapping into the Akashic records or whatever. But this is also another way. You got a question, just you don't have to think of the question and try to dream about it and figure out the answers. And you just go on this thing, and next thing you know, you've got like 100 different answers. But the point of this is it's showing how the frequencies, whether we see them or not, doesn't mean they're not there. Oh, my lamp will go in. So like your gamma rays, your X-rays, your UV, they're not visible stuff. But when you start seeing colors, red, blue, yellow, green, purple, those are visible lights that we see, reflections of the items around us or whatever have you, that we can see. That's also a frequency that we're seeing. That light isn't just a vibration out there, and it's not just a light because it's called a light. That light is a vibration frequency that's out there that we see and interpret it as that color. And then it goes to other frequencies that you don't see. That doesn't mean that they're not there. We just can't see them or hear them. They're just frequencies, radio waves, microwaves. I mean, Bluetooth electronics, visible waves. I mean, you think about how the evolution of communication went from being able to see a wire connected to a telephone post just so you can make a phone call to now you don't see anything. You can't see that frequency now, but it doesn't mean it's not there. It's still being transmitted, just in a different frequency we can't hear. And it's crazy stuff how things vibrate, frequency, information is being traveled and passed on. Really crazy. So it makes me wonder if I'm evolving my or evolving my communication and how I'm learning knowledge. Then it goes to that equation on my search for truth and whether or not God exists and how would God exist. For us, it's through the cosmos, in the world around us, in the things we touch, to include ourselves as being created and creating within ourselves, in our mind. And it's, like I said, because of stuff like that. Oh, can you see that one? All right. Pareidolia time. Can you see it? Hit a one if you see a heart. Hit a two if you don't. Hit a comment if it just looks like a flower. But I will show it to you. Yeah, coming down and then up and around. I see a heart. Does it mean it's not there? Well, according to some, they're saying pareidolia is something that isn't. But in my mind, those flowers has created an image of a heart of flowers. So to me, in my mind, that is a real heart in my mind, not a blood pumping heart, but a fully shaped heart in its image. Oh, what do we got here? So if you go back to that, what I was just saying earlier about mixed reality, you got augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality. So it's like mega reality or the universe. What is that? There, I got rid of that for you. Boy, this looks a little crooked. I'm gonna try to straighten you out a little bit more. Oh, there. That'll either work or it won't. Ah, but if you can apply that mix, so the brain to digital interface, the possibility. I greatly agree that it is possible. I believe it will happen. I believe it will happen sooner than expected. And again, it's based off of the evolution of communication and how we went from sticks and stones and pecking on rocks to wireless devices that are doing mass communication stuff. The evolution of our communication is changing rapidly. And so it goes to beg to differ if everything is a frequency, vibrates off its own frequencies, then if you have a device implanted into your mind that can help create new electrical impulses to disrupt those frequencies or otherwise. So they've applied virtual reality towards the healthcare system, as in pain management, phobias, PTSD, stress management, addictions, autism, attention deficit disorders, surgical training and planning. I mean, disabilities solutions, speech therapies, mood disorders, senior care, cognitive rehabilitation, and optical rehabilitation. So by using two of your greatest tools, that is your brain, and how your brain interprets the world around you, especially your optical is one of the biggest tools used on your body to interpret the world around you. Um, they're through virtual reality or brain to digital interface, they'll be able to help or maintain or control these aspects of you as a person or as your body, and hopefully in the better, but you never know, could be in the bad. Well, see, almost everyone has a neurological. So I'm just gonna read this, even though it looks blurry. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna read it to you anyway. Almost everyone has neurological problems over time, so we need a generalized brain device that is reliable and affordable. So it goes with my journey with Forrest Fenn. What I think Forrest Fenn was trying to teach me beyond the thrill of the chase, learning knowledge and information, and passing knowledge and information. Learning that your pineal gland is the central service of who you are, interpreting the world around you to establish a world inside of you that can be then replicated or reflected outside your body again by electrical impulses that you can or cannot see or hear or may not hear, but also be able to feel or may not feel the vibration thereof, is right here. Memory loss, depression, anxiety, hearing loss, insomnia, addiction, blindness, extreme pain, strokes, paralysis, seizures, and brain damage. Now, these are things that a brain to digital interface would help heal, make better, um, assist, but also, again, wrong hands could be bad. You can also control these things. You can, if you can increase somebody's hearing loss so that they can hear better, and you can also, like I said, I should have said, if you can decrease their hearing loss so they can hear better, you can also increase their hearing loss so they can hear worse. And I would assume the same for everything else that's on there. If they're looking for a digital unit or device to control, or not control, but to facilitate the improvement of happiness in life, in the way things are done or whatever, then they also have the ability to do bad with it too. And when you have artificial intelligence thrown into the mix, that's like throwing a black hole in a perfectly good pool game. You know what I mean? No? Well, me neither. It just sounded good. But if they can help you with your addictions, then what's to say that they can't turn around and make your addiction worse where you're seeking out more? I would hope that the creators are going for positive versus negative, but since we need some positive now, hit that. I can't even see that. What's this? What's this, people? Hit a one if you see it. Nobody's hitting any numbers. That's okay. That's okay. You don't have to. This is a train ride. Get your pillows out. You're resting comfortably. Hopefully my voice isn't putting you crazily to sleep. If it is, I apologize, but that's all right. I see a heart right here, shaped like a heart. Now it also kind of looks like a strawberry. So is that a strawberry heart, or is that a flower heart? I don't know. You tell me. It's interesting though. Makes me wonder: is my pareidolia that bad that I'm seeing hearts in some of the things I'm taking pictures of, or do other people see hearts? And then to me, that's the cosmos reaching out to me, letting me know that I should have faith and trust in myself, learn to love myself, and learn to be happy myself, so that the world around me, I can feel copacetic, knowing that I'm flowing in the right direction with nature, and hopefully people. Oh, what's this? So bringing touch and sensation to the metaverse will unlock an even greater sense of presence. But achieving. Oh, what? What happened? What happened? Are we recording or not? Are we still live? Somebody let me know. I just had some kind of error pop up. I don't know what it was saying. Oh, it looks kind of blurry. We'll fix that though. Oh, blurry. It don't matter. Now go back to reading it. I mean, did China just hit me with it? Something? Did they put me down? I don't know. Nobody's saying anything. I guess I'll just go on with my universe. Bringing touch and sensation. So again, the big tech wants to not only bring that sensation to you with augmented reality, such as suits and optics and gloves and this and that, but they also want it to be so realistic. You know what I mean? And if you get that brain to digital interface, I tell you what, that's going to be one of the most realistic things you have ever thought of, besides dreaming or having your eyes open. Because again, our pineal gland is just the center of our nervous system that interprets all of our external senses into our brain, and it looks like they're trying to get control of what's inside your brain as well as what's outside of it. Will unlock an even greater sense of presence. But achieving this demands numerous advances in technology. Here's a look at one of the long-term research challenges we're exploring in the field of haptics. Now, I don't know I ain't clicking on that and stuff or whatever, but check it out. I don't know, but think about that. Bringing touch and sensation to the metaverse, which is virtual reality, augmented suits. Yeah, and they're saying it demands numerous advances in technology. Look at how far they've come so far. And that demand and numerous advances in technology, that'll be that brain to digital interface that would help with those two previous pictures of all those different things that it can help neurologically and outside. So here we have. I don't know. I thought this was cool. I mean, this is what, BIOS-safe batteries, motion sensors, image sensors, LED display. That I don't know. I can't remember if this helps a blind person see. Probably not. But does it help a person who can see even better? Probably so. Because if they put that into, uh, I mean, movies, man, come on. Who doesn't watch movies? This is like James Bond kind of stuff. If you watch, so here's the thing. Sidetrack. Here's a cart. I'm pulling out a drink. Movies and books. I have tailored to things that people will write or things that people will do because of what they read. It kind of goes along with that Benjamin Franklin thing, or Benjamin whoever. And so, um, this is stuff that's seen on movies. You think of Star Trek, cyborgs, and stuff like that. I mean, it's changing how we perceive the world outside of our body with that which is inside of our mind, and it's being enhanced. Here we got a Tesla glove where it's got the. They should have just put the sensor inside the glove, run wires along the glove. That way you don't need this big old knuckle thing. You know what I mean? But maybe it houses the batteries and stuff. But it's crazy the things that they're doing to help advance your virtual reality with the world. Oh my Lanta, look at this. What do we got here? I see a heart right here. And then up and around. Now I could be wrong, which I probably am. So hit one if you see a heart. If not, don't hit anything. Nobody's hit. Only one person's hit a one so far, and that's okay. I feel special now. Moving along, taking too long. Oh no, I'm not. If we can control that resonance system electronically, we can direct control. We can directly control the entire mental system of humankind. And this is Nikola Tesla before this other stuff really probably started coming out. So am I wrong in my train of thought and thinking that there's definitely going to be brain to digital interfaces that are coming out that will help increase, hopefully positively, the better well-being of society? Or is it going to come out where they're going to use it to control in a negative way? And if you think about it now, just because we can't hear frequencies doesn't mean that frequencies doesn't affect our body. The devices that we use every day, I mean, just because we can't hear it coming through the phone doesn't mean that it's not coming through the phone. I'm just saying. You never know. So, I was watching this one video, and this guy says, or had this thing that says, the heart is more powerful than the brain. The heart is about 100,000 times stronger electrically and up to 5,000 times stronger magnetically than the brain. So when they talk about getting your mind, your heart mind, brain cohesiveness and coherence or whatever, and when I sit there and this is where I've been learning some of the stuff that, hey, our hearts are electromagnetic machines that are, pumping out a vibration, creating an electromagnetic field around it, and that vibration from that field creates a resonance or a frequency that is us as people. Same with our thoughts and our vocal cords. So it's to make that heart coherence possible with the people we interact with by sending out positive vibes and stuff like that. I think if you can learn to manipulate your your core, your person, your attitude, your personality, did I say actions? Your actions, your thoughts, in a more awareness in enlightened way, then I think getting to that frequency that helps better sustain a better cohesion with other people will more likely happen than not. At least one can hope. Oh my Lanta, can you see that? So I was sitting in here one day and on my whiteboards, I look over and I'm like, what's flickering? It's flickering. Well, the leaves were on the tree outside the window, and it flickered in such a way and it held still that it formed, you guess it, Pareidolia people, a heart. Now, I didn't go outside and make a heart shape cutout so that only a heart shape comes through the window. No, that's nature. Nature and energy, light around me manifested itself into a heart that I see on a whiteboard that is now mentally engraved in my brain. So that heart exists in multiple universes. I mean, I could be wrong, but I mean, does that not look like a heart? Probably not. Probably just looks like the sun hitting it, which it was. Oh, so, which brings up this right here. Oh, sorry about that. This here is that for those that are still in here. At the top of the comments, or the comment here, there's a video link. If you go to that, share it, make a comment on it, you get yourself a chance to win this $1885 gold piece from the Forrest Fan Thrill of the Chase to help me raise the awareness to suicide prevention and mental health. So, there's that, which is why that's in there. And then the number sign 988, pass it out to somebody you may know or yourself might need it. I know it sounds like there's a couple people in the Chase community that are hurting in more ways than one, emotionally and financially and mentally. So at least let them know that there's a number that they can reach out to. Because even though you might not be the one to hold out that hand to help somebody from drowning, giving them the chance to dial another number gives them a better chance at survival. And then there's this, which is Forrest Fenn right there at the bottom right. And it says, and finally, this quadplet for my friend. Mighty oaks from little acorns slowly grow, then finally fall in whiffs to naught. But those who plant a seed of words live on in groves of human thought. And that's by Forrest Fenn. So some of the things that he's done has left an impression on me that it's something I want to pass from my generation to generation down to like my son. So this is my great great grandfather. There, we'll go big so you guys can barely see. So that's my great great grandfather. And then there's Junior hanging out right there. Got his big old long coat. He, not dapper like me with my house jacket. And then there's let's see, we got to get it bigger. There's the second, which is my grandfather, and he served. And then there's my dad, which he is the third. And then you got this wonderful guy that's giving you this train ride of confusion and non-intellectual thought. Or is he trying to share an idea of just, that's just how life is for us and how it's changed our perspective from learning from other people through history on the things that have been passed through the evolution of communication and writings and teachings and stuff like that. Oh, there's more. I know there's more. Oh, look at so there's. I came up with this idea through this process of the last 4 or 5 years of my journey. And what I come up with is I learned that it takes 5 seconds for your brain before it starts to talk you out of doing something, changing your mind and going towards the other way versus a positive way of action through your thought. And Air Force pilots or pilots in general, they learn an acronym which is observe, orientate, and then decide and act. I believe that's the right order. And so I broke it down to just, observe, decide, and act. Observe your awareness, your mental awareness, physical awareness. Observe, decide how you want to progress forward in your future, and then act on how you're going to carry that out. And so whatever you do, do it in good thought, because hopefully your thought is good, produces good actions and thus producing a good environment where people would be more likely to come to you versus not. And of course, you can see here we got Kiwi. I drew Kiwi in there. She's so cute. And then I got like my family brand that I kind of put in there myself. You know, it's like it's got all the way up to the 6 on there for generation wise. And you know, we were mining and stuff. So Millet Mining and Company. So it's me as a millet, and I'm mining, and the company is whoever's hanging out with me. You know, Kiwi happens to hang out. Oh, so inside that heart shaped box is this that people may or may not have seen at the beginning. And this is again Pareidolia. Now look, I may be crazy, but I might not. Now this is a heart shaped box. And then inside of that heart shaped box is a heart shaped rock. And inside that heart shaped there's a heart shaped piece of gold right there. Now, come on, hit a 1 if you see that heart shaped piece of gold. How can you not see that? Oh, because I put you guys to sleep and you guys got your eyes closed. I forgot about that. Oh, well. Well, there it is right there. Heart-shaped pieces. And through my journey in past years, you know, finding gold or trying to find gold, you know, this popped out. The Pareidolia effect took in place, and I did what I needed to do to get it in you know, I crossed a river 3 times to get that piece, and it was worth crossing it all 3 times. And then, so I learned that nature has a way, and I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's a heart right there with a line that comes down to lungs right there. And I look at it as like the heart, mind, and body that the earth is. And I'm a part of that. You know, I'm an extension of it. You know, I'm part of that energy. And so, whatever energy I can ripple out there to make it better is what I'm hoping to do so that, you know, it's enjoyable for people. Oh, look at that. So, that is not kiwi. That's a melody detector, in case anybody's wondering. But it does look like kiwi. That's why I got it in there. But I was up there walking around, and that's that same little heart that was shown earlier. Come on, that don't look like that. Looks like a heart. So like nature. So the whole obviously the whole idea is nature. There's a heart in nature, and that heart in nature is inside of my shadow, which is me. My mind and thoughts are more in nature than I could ever think or dream or understand. And then, oh, I think that's it of the show. Oh, that's it. That is it for the show. And so, I guess we'll pull you off of here. And we'll make it get all crazy. And we'll put you over here just like that. Ah. So now that oh, let me move this for you. Let me throw this right there so you can see that for a little bit right there. So again, some of these thoughts and ideas are journeys and traumas that I've learned how to cope or work with it a little bit. In that process, the thrill of the chase from Forrest Fenn was introduced into my life and has helped change my perspective on life and knowledge and information and learning about it. And in return, it has given me the opportunity to acquire a piece of that storyline that was the Forrest Fenn thrill of the chase. So in return for his story helping me, I'm hoping that this story in this coin will help somebody else out. You know, no matter. I mean, they can open it up and use it for the money it's worth if they wanted to, or they could sell it, resell it, and resell it. It's a way of just paying it forward, so to speak. And so, at the top of the chat there is a pinned message which has a video link that you go make a comment on, and then oh, what happened there? And then I'll do random comment pickers, and there's 14 that I'll draw, and the 14th one will be this one. But in order for this to work, I got to reach over 114,000 comments for this coin to be given away at the 14th drawing. And right now it's slow rolling. You are live. Oh, am I? Yeah, I'm still alive. I'm still alive too, ain't I? You got first. All I can say is you got first. First what? First place? But so, here's the question. And it goes back to earlier. For whoever's still hanging out on this train ride, since it's slowly coming down to a stop here shortly, which I don't know if it is. Yeah, maybe not. But just hang out just for a few minutes, because how many pictures of hearts did you guys see when I was showing those slides? If you saw any, give me a number, because I had for me, half a dozen, 8, 9 hearts in there. I'm curious if anybody else had that same pareidolia as me and seen what I seen. And then the other question is, I don't think too many people sat there and looked up what the furthest state or city is furthest east of the 50 United States. Anybody else got a guess? I had 2 guesses earlier, but they were wrong. And 7, that's awesome. 7 hearts. So I got 7 heart likes on this one. Who else got some numbers? Let me see. How many hearts did you see, including this one? That'd be 8 now. But somebody guessed Vermont and Maine, and those were both wrong answers. Neither one of them would be the furthest east on the thing. Damn, what is that? Yeah, I'd have to look it up just to verify, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Because I was like, are you kidding me? Seriously? That's what it is? And you'd be surprised the answer if I said I'd tell you guys the answer, didn't I? Oh, oh. Why'd you pick Alaska? You know the state or the city then? INFJ guessed Alaska, and Alaska is the furthest state east, believe it or not. And it's only because of an island that has, I can't remember the name, I think it starts with a P or a T. There's an island off of the chain of Alaska that sits on the eastern side of the meridian line or whatever line it is going up and down. That's right, because of its extension, yeah. Which is crazy, because I wouldn't have known that. And that was what we used, and we submitted that to Charles H. Beale. And no, the answer's Alaska. Alaska's the answer. And it's because the island chain, there's an island that's on the eastern side line. INFJ got it. So, yay! Awesome job, INFJ. Good guessing. Or did you know? Because you did say that because of its extensions. So it makes me wonder if you know which city. But anywho, so yeah, it goes to just because who doesn't like advertisement? Because of the thrill of the chase. I started this journey out, and the hardcore journey in 2019 is when it started. Started taking pictures, trying to understand what love and happiness was. And then I was introduced to the thrill of the chase, which opened up my train of thought for imagination and learning of words and knowledge and the value that they have, which led up to Pioneer Gold, which is about an old lost American treasure down in the Franklin Mountains called the Lost Padre Mine. And this book, I put the answer or the location that I think that mine shaft entrance is in here. And even though it's covered up and doesn't look like nobody's been there, that's the whole point. And then from there came this, Beyond the Thrill of the Chase. My memoirs of my traumas through life in a simple, broken down way, and probably not. But for me, I'm going to try to keep it short, simple, and to the point, you know what I mean? That afforded me the ability to share and pass it on, that time consumer that was once there for me now can be there for somebody else. You know what I mean? And beyond the thrill of the chase is uh is part of that. It's part of that storyline for me. And you may or may not agree with the name Beyond the Thrill of the Chase because it's the thrill of the chase in there. But it's okay. I don't mind. Just look for it when it comes out. Beyond the Thrill of the Chase, which is ain't it's not even rough draft, ain't even really written yet. I mean, I got a few pages. You want to see? Do you want to see a few pages? Okay, I'll show myself a few pages because I like to show. They're the same pages you guys seen already. So this is Pioneer Gold, and it says, "Here are just a few words," and then I wrote a few words, and then I signed it, and there's a stamp. That's my family brand that I made up. So I gotta become a rancher so I can get that brand like official. And you also might notice that brand somewhere else on some coins or something. What happened? Who said that? But like here, the cosmos, God, the creator, or whatever you want to call it, creation, and then me, looking at my past, present, and future, and how I want to be able to affect with happiness and hope to increase my mental health and my get rid of my selfishness and be more peaceful at myself. And then it's just it goes on to just have a few things, a few ideas. Oh, I skipped a page. Skipped a page. Check this page out. So, of course, it talks about that coin that I'm giving away. Like an idea of it, and then it's like a special thanks to all those people. And my wife is like up at top, but the cosmos envelops the entire thing. So, if it wasn't for the cosmos creating me, I wouldn't know that the cosmos exists, and I wouldn't exist either. So, it's just my journey, my path, and I'm looking forward to trying to share it. Maybe somebody will get something out of it. Maybe somebody won't. That's okay. I know I'll get something out of it because I'll buy it myself, just so I can have one soul. And then, last but not least, but all over again, is this coin. Please help me share that mental health awareness and get yourself in there for a chance to for a picker drawing to get this sucker on that video that is commented at the top and pinned. And other than that, I want to say thank you for hanging out for over 2 hours. I hope you didn't get too bored. I hope your asses aren't numb and your legs are working. And if they aren't, well, sorry about it. I hope you had plenty of drink and something to eat. And here we go. We're coming down to a stop, people. And with that, I want to sit there and say thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm going to go see what the boss is doing now that I lucked out. She didn't see the goodies. And then see who else is live. And maybe if anybody wants me on, I'll jump on. And if not, I'll jump on anyway. And so we hope to see you guys out there in YouTube land. And with that, keep calm and treasure on. And we'll see you on the flip side. Oh, it's shaking. Ooh, 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 ooh. It's shaking, shaking. Ooh, 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 ooh. It's shaking, shaking. Ooh.